co-directing not only yourselves, Seth, but also all of these comedic actors and comedians who have their own style and their own way of doing things. Did it ever feel intrusive, or was it everyone was sort of by the book?
No, I mean, we've worked with a lot of these guys before. I think, honestly, a lot of them developed whatever sensibilities they do or don't have, with us, I think. Like, I think we all kind of went to the same movie-making college, in a sense. Like, the first movies, especially comedies, a lot of us made were together, I think Pineapple Express was the first comedy Franco was in as a movie. Freaks and Geeks was the first show he was in. Undeclared was the first thing Jay really did. Superbad was the first movie Jonah had a big part in. I think Pineapple was the first thing Craig had a big part in. And Danny was the first big movie he was in. So, I mean, I think, luckily, a lot of us really have whatever styles we have due to working with one another in a lot of ways. And so it all feels very similar stylistically, and there's not a lot of conflict there.
Thank you.
I've got a couple of questions, but I'll go with the practical one first. It feels loose, it feels improvised, but you're dealing with effects, you're dealing with specific set restrictions and things like that. So how much freedom did you guys have in the moment, and how much did you build in? You're like, this can be handled by a moment where someone will come up with something. I mean, how structured were you when you started?
The VFX really put you in a box, and you just got to deal with what you can there. But
it kind of puts you in a physical box.
Box.
It can say, like, we know, like, Jay and Dave Krumholtz are hanging from the thing, and we know, like, the mechanics are, like, Dave reaches out and Jay drops him, and, like, that's very specific, and all those shots have to be planned. But as far as, like, what they're saying to each other, they can improvise all that stuff. And just because we're kind of cornered into, like, certain shots at that point, because we've had to plan it for the effects, the actual dialogue you can still be very loose with and improvise and it gives the whole thing like a much more natural feel, even though it's very rigid in reality how we're making it,
I assume at some point in time you have to be the adult in the room, actually getting everything to work while you guys are quote unquote playing on screen. I'm just wondering if you can expand on that.
It would actually usually be Seth, since he's in the middle of it with the guys, because when you're like, I'd be over there at the monitors and be like, guys, come on, fucking get your shit together. And they can't even hear me, and they can easily ignore me, but Seth's right in the room being like, settle.
Yeah, I would say settle
guys,
a lot. That
settle.
was my word.
And he would touch them.
Settle was, and I was like, settle is code for shut the fuck up and start acting. And then I was very upfront with that. With that was the subtext there.
And then eventually, we just realized if you just say action,
they all start.
They have to show up.
There's like a
just start rolling the cameras, and then
yeah.
And was it a challenge? I mean, you're friends with these guys. Was it a challenge at any time? I mean, they're professionals. I mean, I'm not under some illusion.
Even if what I'm about to say wasn't happening, they're all professionals, so it wouldn't have mattered. But you don't want to be the last guy to set when there's 6 guys.
Yeah.
So when one guy gets up, all the other guys scramble to get there. And when you are the last guy, 5 of your peers who you respect are
going to make fun of you.
What the fuck, dude?
And then in the scene, they'll say terrible things about you. Yeah, everyone was pretty well behaved, I got to say. It was, I think there was a lot of peer pressure involved in making this movie.
Healthy peer pressure.
Healthy peer pressure.
Not to steal too much time, is there something fundamentally Canadian Jewy about this film?
It's pretty self-deprecating.
We discussed this earlier today. Canadians have a great sense of humor, and it's because they're willing to self-deprecate. And no one self-deprecates like a Jew.
Yeah.
And
But Canadian Jews, we're really in the sweet spot, comedically speaking. Us and Lorne Michaels are it, basically. So we just wanted it to feel organic, though. I mean, we wanted it to feel like a real party, and at a real party there is generally some people where you're like, why are they here? And
like Seth had a Halloween party and Quentin Tarantino showed up.
Yeah, exactly. And like David O. Russell was there. It's like, who invited? Like, I really didn't invite those people. And so we kind of wanted to add that element where it's like, it feels organic and real, but at the same time there's a few curveballs in there. And then that's really how we approached it.
Yeah,
It was
our
like,
only rule was keep it young.
Yeah, we wanted to seem like generationally, like it was a real party. Like,
even though in reality, 50-year-old dudes showed up to your party.
Yeah, they definitely do. But that was kind of it. Is like we wanted to seem real and feel like hypothetically people were getting like a glimpse inside, a possible version of what one of these parties is actually like, basically.
You guys read a lot of the self-deprecating jokes in the script, or did that come more out of improvisation?
Some of them
Both.
were in the script. I'd say both. I think
We got the ball rolling in the script and really let the actors kind of take it further.
I think if anything, the guys were more antagonistic with each other than we wanted. We'd often have to stop Jonah and Franco from going at each other. Be like, you guys like each other in this movie. Yeah, we get it. You can make Moneyball jokes all day. In this movie, though, you guys wouldn't be doing that.
It's true. They would get lost in it because they were having fun. They wouldn't enjoy
It's true.
slamming each
People
other.
would just get wrapped up in the joy of being able to make jokes slamming their friends' movies. That
So who has the thickest skin?
definitely Franco. Yeah.
Franco has it's infinite thickness.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nothing. There's nothing.
And
you
the
can do to
more
phase
you
him.
think it might be something that insults him, the more entertained.
I literally went up to him and was like, "Well, I want to do an art project with you. Let's do an art project about how stupid your art projects are." And he was like, "Great."
Yeah.
He's just like you can't face the guy.
Yeah. He likes all of it.
Can you talk a bit about how you developed the look of the monsters?
Yeah.
What point did the Satan's dick conversation?
Yeah.
That came later in the process.
we added that way later. When it came to the monsters, we in our amateur director move did what everyone does. And we were like, we're going to use real shit. We're not going to use computers.
It's all practical.
So we
too.
had guys in suits, and we constructed suits, and the whole time the VFX guy, we kept looking at us, being like,
Yeah.
and we were like, you don't think this is going to make it into the movie? He's like, just do what you want. It's
Yeah.
fine. I budgeted for this. Don't worry.
And then you watch it and you're just like, yeah, it's a dude in a suit chasing us. And
And it's like society's gone so far towards CG that in my head we could do some Guillermo del Toro shit, but only he can.
Yeah.
And even he's making giant CG monsters.
even he's
now.
making big CG
So
robots.
it's over. CG.
Yeah, we wanted the look of them. We wanted them to have a classic kind of hellish look was part of the idea.
But obviously with a bit of a
with dicks.
Circumcised that.
Yeah, but it's funny. Yeah, at first we didn't give the big monster a dick, and then we gave him a little dick, and then we're like, just give him a big giant dick, and then have it get chopped off and crush a building.
Who modeled the dick?
Someone in Montreal.
God, I'll never we came into the visual effects house at one time, or into our VFX guys, and they were like, no, it should be
Yeah, acting it out. Floppier was the direction we gave a lot. We'd always talk to our effects house over the phone because they were in Montreal. I think we just thought it was to be floppier.
and they were so obsessed. They were like, a penis would not go like this.
Yeah, we're just like,
It would not go like it's just make it fucking floppier, guys.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Hell itself, we get to see this awesome vision of heaven, but we don't really see hell.
No one did it better than Bill and Ted's Bogus
Yeah.
Journey could possibly do.
We did briefly write a hell sequence where Franco and Jonah were smoking weed with Hitler.
Yeah. We just
Firstly, I don't.
too soon. Yeah, exactly. That's what we concluded ultimately.
If we make a sequel, it'll probably start in hell.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey really beat. I mean,
We're no bogus journey.
it was a good hell. What can I say?
I wanted to